on a form. I know we won the game the other night there, but second half we were excellent. We've carried that into today, and I think that's what he was meaning by it. You've got to do that game by game all the time. The amount of options we had in the ball today, I thought was really impressive all over the pitch. Chances created again, and the amount of forward passes. You know, a lot of the time when we had the ball, we're looking forward, we're looking to get that colour ball in there. Whereas maybe the last few games, sometimes it's all been a bit square in front of defences. We're looking to mix it up.
Yep.
Getting De Bruyne in the little holes, he was outstanding today, but also looking to try and get players in behind as well. So the variety of the game today was what impressed me most.
And you look at 3-0, you might, you know, if you missed the game and have just tuned in and thinking, wow, 3-0. I mean, it was comprehensive, but it's not to say that Wolves also didn't bring a lot to the table. They were a very good Wolves team, I thought, Shaun.
Yes, it was. I mean, we was talking about the first half in terms of they were making the game a little bit tasty, and I think that would have been the instructions of the manager. Knowing Pep Guardiola, playing together and all that, and he would have wanted to come and sort of leave a mark on the league to say, we don't want to be struggling down here fighting for relegation, we want to be pushing on. But once that settled down and the game became a game of football, City moved it and bumped it around. And what was interesting, because he made subs at half-time, and we were sitting there thinking, you know, Traore hasn't played too bad. The sub Hichan, the forward as well, was lively, looked lively. We thought he took off the front three. And then I looked at it and thought, well, he's brought on players that are all technically good. And he's trying to City. He wants to outplay City. Mm-hmm. Wow. City went, there's no chance of that. So it was brilliant second half by City. Now we moved it. But again, Wolves, you know, they brought a game to us in which really pleasing to get the clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd be really pleased with that.
Yeah, the defence as well. We're going to focus on probably the attacking place in just a second, but let's talk about the clean sheet. We said we wanted to get a few more. Edison and the boys at the back will be very delighted today.
I said at half-time, John Stone's absolutely outstanding. You know, and he went to right back second half, and it was great. Akanji, all of them. Nathan Ake came on, made a great block. I know they were shouting for a handball, but you're 3-0 up and you're comfortable, and he's still getting bodies, chucking in front of us because they didn't want to concede. And that's the mentality you want as a defender. So, but the whole round performance today, it was back to the best. Yeah,
couldn't agree more. Let's look at those goals, and of course we had Erling Haaland got us off to the goal scoring hat trick that he did today in the first half. Coming to the second half, there was a penalty shout in the first half, and Grealish referee didn't look it. Maybe you can have a look for yourself when you see full match highlights, which go on the Manchester City website and app. But it was a penalty in the second half that opened the scoring. Clearest cut penalty, Shaun, for you?
Sorry.
Penalty on Gundogan.
Yes, yes. For me, it's a clear penalty. Gundogan goes in there. It's brought down, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know, is it Mahrez be one of those that'll take it?
Yeah. There's no chance. There's only one that was taking that.
But I love the fact that we've got players that we can confidently say we'll stick these penalties away. So penalty for me, and trying to guess which way he was going to go, but we're just pleased that he's put it in for his second.
Unbelievable. And then he got his third goal, and he's now the fastest to 4 Premier League hat-tricks. It's only taken him half a season, but it was Ruud van Nistelrooy, Suarez, Alan Shearer and Robbie Fowler. But he's done it in half a season, which is unbelievable. And another one here, he scored his 25 goals from 74 shots. For Aguero to score his opening 25 goals in a City shirt, it took twice as many games, 150. And he got his hat-trick, and it was a well-taken goal as well, Paul.
It was, and I think I've got to give a big shout out to Riyad Mahrez. You know, as he's obviously the goalkeeper's had one, passing it straight to him, and as he's running through, we were shouting, going, shoot.
Yeah,
shoot.
Yeah.
But then, you know, so unselfish, he realises his mates on a hat-trick and squares it to him and touch. And even then, sometimes you lash at them.
Yeah.
You know, he takes a nice little touch and just side foots it because the defender was on the line. Collins again. Yeah. He'd made about 3 or 4 blocks already in there. But no, look, fantastic from Riyad Mahrez, and you know, the records Erling Haaland's going to break, the ones he's broke already, is quite scary, but where that can lead to is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we can't breeze cross that. He scored, I mean, Sergio has scored, to score 25, twice as many games, and we know how phenomenal Sergio Aguero is. I mean, it just shows you that this guy's one for crazy numbers to be able to end up at the end of the season.
Yeah, and Paul, I mean, me and you chat a lot about it off camera, and I know you still speak to his dad, but, you know, it feels like as well, he's only just getting started. He's no way near playing at his full potential or full capacity yet.
No, he's 22. He's still learning. You know, he's still learning the game. You know, and he's only got 20 Premier League games under his belt. You know, what's it going to be like when he's got 50 under his belt and he's got 100 under his belt? You know, the experience of it, and playing with these players must be a dream as well. I know that Erling, quite rightly so, get all the credit. You know, 25 Premier League goals. Wow.
Yeah, stunning.
It's just halfway through the season. But you'll be the first to admit that the quality around him is ridiculous as well.
Yeah, it really is. And today they were all on form, as to be said. Jack Grealish, I think, brilliant. He was so unlucky not to get his goal. As we said, Collins cleared one off the line. Riyad Mahrez did put it in the back of the net, but was rightly flagged for offside. But one man, it was great to see back to his free-flowing best. I must prefix this with, even when he's not at his best, Kevin De Bruyne is still a joke. But when he's at his best, he's unplayable. And his stats today versus Wolves, 82% pass accuracy, 65 touches, 17 passes into the final third. He recovered the ball 4 times, 3 out of 3 long balls completed. He completed his one dribble he did, and he created one big chance and also assisted another. Brilliant performance from Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, absolutely superb. And, you know, we know the numbers. I mean, yes, he delivers that cross for Haaland's first goal. Really kicks Haaland into the game and everything. But you called a stat there, winning possession 4 times. The amount of times that we saw Wolves have the ball and they're moving it, and they're moving it from one side to the other, and he's seen it's going to end up with a certain player that's near him, and he's jumping to press, and he's getting close. And if he's not winning that ball, he's forcing that player to make a bad pass, and then we're winning it. And you look and you think, we're winning that ball now, and their final third.
Yes.
And the saying there is 4 times he's won possession, but he sees the opportunity at times when to go press. You know, such an all-round game.
One possession, but the amount of times that he started the press off,
yes,
everybody else to go on behind. You know, and I say it all the time. It's not just his ability on the ball; it's how hard he works off the ball, which makes him, for me, the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, and I guess that drives then all the teammates around him as well. And we also wanted to mention now there was a sub at half-time. Nathan Ake came on. You mentioned it, Paul. John Stones moved to right back, so we're hoping maybe. We know Rico Lewis took a few knocks once again. Bless him, he's really in the wars whenever he plays. So we hope that hopefully he'll be all right. But Nathan Ake came on, and I've kind of not. I just want to give him his moment because I don't think we've had a chance just to actually talk about. I mean, he was right into the thick of it when he came on, and I think he's been one of the key players for Pep. What a season he's having, Paul.
His consistency is fantastic, you know. And I thought he was outstanding last season whenever he came in. You know, people were looking at obviously the centre halves we've got. Is he going to play? But I know he's played left back or left sided for Holland a few times, but coming in at left back is not easy at the best of times when you're a centre half and not played a lot of games. But I think Pep said the other night that he's one of the go-to men at the minute, and that's why, you know, come on at half side, really tidy on the ball. He's fantastic one-on-one defensive and chucks his body on the line when needed to be, as we've seen before.
And Ederson as well, you know, we highlighted him at the start of the show. I mean, he put some great balls out as well, as you said, in the attacking sense. And, you know, that'll be a performance that he needs as well, just to put right the Tottenham game.
Just to put right, Neil will be pleased with the clean sheet. Yeah. Because that shows you that he's had a perfect game in possession and also out of possession. So when he's had to make a save, he's delivered that. When he's been in possession, he started the attacks really well. So he'll be pleased with it. Ederson is, for me, is a quality keeper. And, you know, what happened in the previous game where that error was, I think you'll get maybe 2 of those a season. But he will set up or start plays that will probably create us 12 to 15 goals that will start from him at the back that we don't think actually started with him. So another brilliant performance, and my mate here got the prediction right.
No, well, let's just quick mention on that, Paul.
A nice, comfortable 3-0. Go back to the start of the programme and you will hear they were.
I thought it was 4-1, the same as 3-0.
Come on, Sean, I'll give you Mosi, I can't give you that one. No, Paul the Guru got it right there today with that prediction. So, gents, I mean, we've got the 4:30 kickoff. It's massive now, as we know, every game's big in the Premier League. It's Arsenal welcome Manchester United to the Etihad. First, and I think they're the third or fourth maybe with that Newcastle win yesterday. We're within 2 points now. Obviously, Arsenal have 2 games in hand, Paul, but how important is this going to be now as far as applying that pressure and trying to close that gap on Arsenal?
It's over to you now. All the pressure's on Arsenal. You know, we are used to doing that, whether we're chasing or playing before teams or playing after teams or we're leading from the front. That squad of players know how to do it, whereas it's going to be a big test for Arsenal. You know, United in form. Got to say, I don't know if I want anybody to win. I can't bring myself to say I want United to win.
I think the draw would be the easiest one for us, but if one team's going to win it, you'd prefer it not to be Arsenal, I guess.
Absolutely, but look, we've done our job. I said I'll even go back to a game and a half ago at half-time, Thursday night, 2-0 down. The Arsenal players, fans, staff, and everybody will be watching that thinking, here we go.
Yeah.
And then 45 minutes later, it's like, oh. And then we play before them today. You know, was it 8 points? It was.
Yes.
It was 8 points with them having games in hand.
Yes.
At half time Thursday night. We're only on Sunday afternoon.
It's back to
and
2.
It's back to 2 points. So over to you
I
guys.
guess it's so important, and to remember that, then we can get a bit carried away. And let's also not forget as well, that's only us at the halfway mark. I mean, I heard someone say we're at the business end of the season. It's like, we're not. We're only halfway through the season, Shaun.
Halfway through, and you know, Arsenal's not been in that position where they have to sustain it.
Yes.
We understand it. Pep understand it. The players understand it. And what a result to deliver before they've got a big game.
Yes.
3-0, clean sheet. They saw the Tottenham game. They thought, oh my word.
And don't be fooled into all this so we don't take notice of other games.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They would have been sitting at the Emirates watching that game.
Yeah.
Very true.
100%.
Well, speaking of Arsenal, they're actually who we play next. We welcome them to the Etihad Stadium for of course the FA Cup as well. We've had no easy draw really. How much of a barometer, Paul, could that be on of course then when we go to play Arsenal? I think it's in February. Obviously, we're going to be there at the Emirates, and it won't, Yeah,
but people say it doesn't matter because it's the cup game and this, that, and that. It does. It does. You want to go out there against your big rivals, against the best teams, and show them that you're better than them. And it'll be no different depending, regardless of what team Pep picks on Friday night. It's going to be strong. You look at our bench today.
Yeah.
It's going to be a top team. Does Mikel rest a few players? Because their squad's maybe not as good as I don't know, but I don't think it matters. All that matters is getting that result.
Yeah.
And setting a marker down from now to the end of the season.
And it's talking of setting that marker, even if if Arteta maybe is thinking about doing changes, would you not, either team, you kind of want to get that win to say, listen, this is, almost let them know going, this is what they're going to play against in a few weeks' time after that, Shaun?
No mistake about it. Both teams want to win this. Arteta will want to win that because psychologically he'll be saying, listen, we won the game in the FA, we can go and do this in the league. Pep does not want to be losing to any student at all. He's the both top managers. Pep doesn't want to lose that game. He'd want to win it and leave the marker there. And once moving on to the league game, he'll then approach that and say, right, this is how we're going to approach it. It may be tactically slightly different, but both teams will want to win that game.
Well, let's not. Pep will want to win the FA Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Players will want to. They want another trip to Wembley. They want silverware.
Yeah.
We do. We all want one.
We always we'll be there. Hopefully, we'll be going together then. Right, dear friends. Well, there we have it. We are back to winning ways in Manchester City fashion. Of course, that is 6 big points there in this run of very difficult games. As always, thank you so much for joining us on Matchday Live. We are going to be with you for that FA Cup tie against Arsenal next Friday, so tune in. Massive thank you to my guests Paul Dickov and Shaun Goater. Remember, the Manchester City app is where you can get all your City details and news. You can also get a load of brilliant documentaries on City Plus, which is well worth watching. I'll be back with you in a week or so. Cannot wait for that. And let's just hope that it's the result that we all want come I don't know, a couple of hours' time. We'll take a draw. We'll keep that pressure on. Have a lovely Sunday evening and have a great week. Come on, City.